This week's episode is going to be really good because one of the greatest events in town that we do every year is the Enfield 4th of July Town Celebration. Now, everybody knows, probably everybody's watching, has been down there. It's a blast, and it's going to be a blast again this year. Being new, the show being new, we're going to try to put a little bit of presentation here on this show and bring it to you guys ahead of time. And with me today, I've got three guests. We have Mike Emmons, who's the assistant chairman of the committee, Earl Preventure, who is the president of the committee, and the new guy, Mike Levesque, who's the marketing director. Hey guys, welcome to Enfield today. How are you?
Good.
Great. Thanks for having us. Yeah.
We're gonna have a blast because this is such an important thing that Enfield does, and I know that people come from all over. It's not even just Enfield folks who come here for this because of the music, because of the parade. The parade's one of the best. We were talking before the show, and I was telling these guys about the fireworks. I've been to fireworks all over the place, and I really have, and the Enfield fireworks are hands down the best. I mean, how you guys pull that off every year is incredible. And question for you, the history of the event, the nonprofit corporation and committee, tell me a little bit about that.
Well, we like to bring this up and talk about this right off the bat because a lot of the people aren't positive what the Enfield 4th of July Town Celebration does. They think that we're affiliated with the town, wherein we're actually a separate nonprofit organization. We have to raise all the funds, coordinate all the volunteers.
Correct.
I mean, the town, they're obviously a wonderful partner, getting us all the DPW, getting us the police, and working with us year-round to get the celebration. But as a separate nonprofit, we were actually founded in 1985.
Okay.
This is our 32nd year on the
very
green,
cool.
I believe. And it started as a barbecue in Brainerd Park, a way for people to celebrate the holidays. And over the past 30 years, it's just...
See, I didn't know that, the Brainerd Park thing.
Yeah,
Did it really?
That's how it started. Yeah.
I did not. That's so neat. And so it just people kept coming and coming and coming.
After a few years, they outgrew the little
The venue.
Yeah, and so we moved to the Enfield.
So did they have
Town
like
Green.
little mini fireworks over there at the end of it? And
I don't think they did fireworks. I think they did more of a family picnic style type of thing, and everybody brought their picnic lunches. And
That's so cool. I honestly did not know that. The history, so it started in 1985, 32 years?
32 years on the town green, yeah.
Wow, that's just insane. And if you had to guess, or maybe you know, how many people on average show up over the weekend?
Well, we estimate that there's probably about 50,000 people that come throughout the whole 3 days.
Yeah, I believe that.
In and out, and
I
mean,
believe that.
especially you go there down on a Sunday night. It's
The fireworks, yeah.
with the fireworks, you got a lot of families down there, and you got a lot of people.
Just telling folks straight up, if you want to go to the fireworks, be prepared to wait a while before you go home because you're going to be there for a while unless you get really good
it used to
parking.
be a lot worse. The Enfield
Yeah.
Police have done a lot of
They have,
studies
and-
and traffic patterns.
And it goes
goes
pretty
fairly
quick.
well.
But I tell you what, whatever wait there is, that's worth it because it's such a good show. The music lineup, who do we got?
We're really excited about this year. We got a lot of people have been asking for us to bring Friday night. We got Big Shot coming back, and a lot of people. He's the Billy Joel, Mike Del Guice. He plays with Billy at Madison Square Garden every year.
I didn't know that.
But he's been at the celebration quite a few times, and every year everybody says, "When are you bringing Big Shot back? When are you bringing Big Shot back?" So we have we have Benny and the Jets before them, which is an Elton John cover band.
Sure.
And Equinox, which is a local favorite, opening the night on Friday. Saturday, we start with an up-and-comer, Sammy Arriaga, who we're pretty excited about. And that goes into Love and Theft, which is another nationally known act. And then double platinum award-winning Uncle Kracker. That's the big one on Saturday night.
And he was made famous by working with
Kid Rock.
Kid Rock. Yep, had a brain.
And,
for a minute.
and of course, if we go to Sunday, we have the Hartford Symphony Orchestra, of course.
And the fireworks. That ends it all. The Taste of Enfield. Exactly describe that to me.
Well, so anyways, the Taste of Enfield's a number of vendors that we bring in, and you're going to hear a common theme throughout our discussions is that for the most part, everything is free. We try most all the events, the concerts are free, the kids, everything's free from that point. The food and beverage, however, since we bring in vendors for those, there is nominal fees that you pay for through tokens. So the food vendors are all lined up along North Main Street because North Main Street gets closed on Thursday morning, stays closed till Monday about noontime. and we set the tents up on North Main Street, and we have a whole host of vendors, 8 or 10 vendors, and there's Polish food with the Country Deli, and Rita's of Rocky Hill has Italian ice, which is always good. Plaza Azteca right here in town. We try to get our local vendors. Billy Bob's Corn, he's a local gentleman right from Enfield, and he does corn on the cob, of course. Crepes Tea House, who's got a new place in the mall, in the square.
Oh, good.
Down by Sears. And he also has a place in West Springfield. So crepes, that seems to make a big hit. And then everybody loves barbecue. Little Mark's big barbecue. So he's got the pulled pork and brisket and all that type of stuff.
Right.
And who can't, on a hot day, who can't turn away from this one? Ben and Jerry's.
Yeah.
You know, ice cream, shakes. And let's see what else I got. Oh, Angelo's is a longtime vendor. He takes about 4 booths up. And he's got the hamburgers, the hot dogs, the fries, the fried dough.
And that's where you'll find me.
Yeah.
Anything fried.
Yep.
It's so bad, but
Fried
it's so
pickles,
much
I
fun.
think I heard this year.
Yeah, and I so one has fried pickles, and then we also have kettle corn.
Yeah,
So-
that's a big one too.
Yep.
You know, all of it's just. I've got to say, it's such a family-oriented thing that you guys do every year, and you've got a place for the kids. We'll touch on that. You got a place for for the beer tent for the adults to want to do it responsibly. But you've got the whole line of food. You got the music. The town green itself is so clean and organized and neat that it's such an inviting place to go. And I'm so proud to be able to head over there this year and to see this. Now, what are some of the kids' events and activities, Mike?
Yep. Well, there's activities for everybody. You know, a lot of the concerts my wife and I really enjoy doing, but I also have 3 children under the age of 10, so we take part during the day with interactive music. There's a musical therapist there, Maggie the Clown, the Farmer Rick Band. So they enjoy the music. There's also a martial arts show with trick dynamics rather. So they're excited about that. And I think if eating fried dough was an activity, they're very good at that too.
Well, I'm sure that you'll be bringing them over. We have the spaghetti and the pie eating contest
There
both
you
Saturday and Sunday. I'm
Yeah.
sure
Now,
the
are
kids
you
will
guys
love that.
having, well, I don't know if it was set up, last year they had some kids doing stunts on the bikes and things like that.
We're not doing that this year, but we have the trick dynamics again that
Yeah.
we'll be doing
That
martial
might have been
arts
what I'm thinking
and really
of.
They do a
cool.
lot
Yeah.
of flips
Okay.
and
Yeah,
things
yeah.
like that. They're
Yeah.
really fun
It's
to watch.
kind of neat to watch.
Yeah, it is.
And then for the teen zone, that kind of goes over and touches on that too, because the martial arts and.
Sure, and again, all ages. So there's stuff for the younger kids, but for the teenagers that maybe don't want to hang out with their parents, they can go to the teen zone where there'll be a battle of the bands, there'll be a DJ, and plenty of
Nice.
them to hang out and do.
And we maintain that substance free as well. There's no,
Correct.
the kids stay in there, and there's no, we don't intermingle anybody that has adult beverages. They stay out of
Yep.
that area. It's
And I've noticed that there's very good supervision, and the way it's formatted is just really good. Probably, though, one of the most important things as to any event like this event, but any, would be the sponsors that do it. Because without the sponsors, there would be no Enfield 4th of July. There'd be no any kind of thing. So I think they need a shout out.
well, and we'll do a number of them. We have some real big ones. Our sponsors, if we didn't have the sponsors, we couldn't do this because we talked about it's free. We just talked about another concert that's in the area that is $40 tickets. The tickets to watch the concert, there are no tickets. It's free. You walk up, you put your blanket down, you put your chair down, and all of these concerts are free. The kids' events are free. Again, we do have nominal fees for food and beverage, but something has to pay for all
Sure.
that. And some of our sponsors are our presenting sponsors, Mass Mutual, right up in the north end of town. They're a great sponsor for the symphony. Title sponsors, HDI, Town of Enfield, iHeartRadio. Patriot sponsors, a number of the car dealers, Artioli, Chrysler Dodge, Enfield Ford, our family Ford, I should say, sponsors the main stage. Hallmarks is still a part of it. Lee Auto Group, ShopRite of Enfield, the Miller family.
Yeah,
they're
they've been
great
around a
for
long time.
everything.
Oh, sure
you
they
know,
are.
they just so
Yep.
so. And we have, if you want to be a sponsor, we have openings for sponsors all the time. You can go on our website. You can look. You can call any of the people that are on there, and we'll hook you up with to get you hooked up to be a sponsor. If you think it's a good event, you want to be a part of it, and you'll see the list of sponsors as well. And we ask that if you see those sponsors, remind them that you saw on, at the 4th of July festival, because the celebration, that you saw their name there and that they were a part of it. It was a nice thing. So.
And I would say too, if you see the sponsors, the ShopRite, and things like
Yep.
that, I would, at least I would, go and purchase, do shopping from these people.
Yep.
Because
And
they're
give it back to the
That's
community.
absolutely
'cause
great.
They're the ones who give right here in town. There's a lot of them that do national things, which is
Right.
very good. But these guys also do that, and then they also go above and beyond and do specific Enfield local things.
And they're great with that. They really are. I can't say enough about them. Every time we have an issue that involves something they can help out, they're right there for us.
And you were mentioning about the bands and the music, and this is high-end stuff. This is not,
Yeah.
garage bands. This is, nothing against garage bands. I'm in one. But for real though, this is high-end, $40 ticket. So like you were saying, somewhere else for somebody comparable, and they do it for free.
And we have two national acts co-headlining,
Correct.
75-minute sets each on Saturday night.
That's a lot.
It's hard to get that
Absolutely.
for free,
They're not doing it for free, so somebody's got to pay for it. Who's paying for it? The only way people pay for anything, like you were saying, is the food, the
Yep.
beverages.
Yeah.
And so what? Let's go down and eat. Go down and eat, and because you're helping these guys, you're helping the town, because we want to keep this thing going year after year after
You
year.
are helping the committee when you purchase food and beverage. And there's soft drinks, there's waters, there's adult beverages, and when you purchase those, you're helping the committee, and also the vendors that come down there. They work hard all weekend, so
Now,
it gives them something.
Here's a weird question. Can somebody who may not want to be a sponsor but wants to donate directly to the committee, can they do that? Is there a way for
yeah.
somebody to do that?
We have on our website an area to donate, and we have a PO box, and we have PayPal and all
Oh,
that.
you do? Okay.
We have hundreds of people that just $50, $10, just whatever they feel comfortable giving, and that ends up adding up to a huge amount of support from the community.
We call it the Friends of the Fourth.
Mm-hmm.
We send out mailers, and we have a whole following of people that just send, as Mike said, in at $10, $20, $30, $50. And the other thing we'll do is on each night when the bands are just before they're getting ready to start, we'll have our people in the red shirts walking around with a donation bucket.
Oh, good.
And
Okay.
and we do that because there's so many people that always say, well, I just can't believe this is free. Can I give you this? Can I give you $20 or something like that? And it's worth it for them to do that. So you see the people walking around with that bucket, don't be afraid to stuff it.
I can absolutely believe that, because as you're sitting there watching a national act, okay, and I would be thinking the same thing. How can this be free? I want to pay for this because it's just a natural thing. You're used to doing that. So when you see the guys, I'm telling you, when you see the guys with the buckets coming around, throw some money in there.
You'll
That's
hear
what-
us too. I mean, I think
That's what
how it
you'll
works.
hear
sustains the
us too,
celebration,
easy.
yeah. That's what sustains the celebration, and every dime goes back into it. We don't pay anything outside or any of that. It all stays to support the celebration.
Yeah, and we have to, because we want to keep this going and going. It's not cheap to run. Granted, you have a lot of sponsorship, but a lot of it too directly results.
Oh, yeah.
It's
It's in individual donations, absolutely.
And that goes into the next question, or it's not even a question. I would say almost, if not just as important as the sponsors, are the volunteers, the folks that don't get paid, who work the whole weekend. Some of them do.
Right.
And I think we'd like to acknowledge those guys as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Our volunteers, we estimate we have about 300 people that,
Yeah, that many,
and,
huh?
and anybody can do it. Anybody that wants to volunteer, thinks they want to put in a couple of hours, you can go, again, we're on our website and we're on social media, but go on our website, there's a page you can fill out to volunteer, you can pick the area you like, and somebody will get back to you as far as volunteering. But we have about 300, and again, we could not do the celebration without our volunteers.
And since it's been going so long, we see generations of volunteers.
Oh, man.
You see,
families.
Absolutely. Whole families do it because they want to help the community, but it also makes them feel good too because they're helping out, and it's great.
It's just, to me, like I was talking about earlier, because of my job, I've always had to work, but I'm not going to work that weekend. It's a proud feeling that your community and your neighbors and your friends all coming together for something like this, and it gives Enfield. Enfield, I think, is really good at doing family-oriented things. We're a bigger town, but we're close-knit in that these kind of, the Pirate Festival, the other things that come up that people enjoy and so many people go down and have a good time with, it's just really neat. And it's important that we all it's just a good feeling. And if somebody shows up, say Saturday, and says, you know what, I got some free time, can they all volunteer on the spot like that?
Absolutely. We have a big tent right just adjacent to where the town hall is. Sign up the top volunteers.
Oh, yeah.
And that's because you can do that for an hour, 2 hours, 4 hours.
They'll find a spot for you.
Yeah, but
And they get a free T-shirt.
Do you?
Oh yeah.
A
Oh, that's
volunteer
kind of
T-shirt.
neat.
Yeah.
Get a free T-shirt. I want to volunteer. I want a T-shirt. The biggest, well, a couple biggest things, but there's always a biggest thing. That's the other good thing about the 4th of July is it's segmented into like, well, this is the biggest thing. Well, no, wait a minute. No, this is. And one of my favorite things is the parade. Always have a huge parade that comes right down Enfield Street. This year's theme is welcoming home the Vietnam veterans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm running the parade again. I had a nice 3-year hiatus, but my first year running back the parade, EnfieldHua.org had approached me in the Penelope Terry Abbey chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution. Nationally, there's an event commemorating 50 years since the Vietnam War, and each town can do their own small way to recognize that. And we chose to partner with them and businesses in town to offer discounts and things like that on July 9th. So for the Enfield, the Independence Day Parade, we will be having any Vietnam veteran that wants to march will be coming down, and they're invited to be the Grand Marshals of the parade.
Really?
We have the American Legion, and we have Summers, Enfield. There's a lot of veteran groups. The Patriot Guard should be there. So we should have a really nice showing for the parade this year. Very excited about it.
How many would you guess, like the parade, I think by the time when it's ending, the first people get to the end, I think there's still people at the beginning starting.
It's
a
close.
long
It can be
It's
pretty
close.
long, yeah. It's a 2-mile parade route, and we do tend to stretch it out to where we almost cover the whole thing.
And I know that, it's so many different groups all showing what they're, promoting what they're doing, and everybody's having so much fun on the parade route. It makes you want to get up and march. Like,
Well,
I want to join that.
The committee, some of them, I think I've talked to you and a few other directors. One of their favorite things is handing out those flags to the kids as
my
we walk
goodness.
down the parade route.
Yeah.
It's so much fun to see all the smiling faces.
And the Vietnam veterans, being a vet myself, it's important to recognize those guys, because those guys got left out of so many things,
Right.
and through no fault of their own. And it's too late for many of them,
Yep.
but it's not too late for the others, and we can fix this and move this forward. And of course, Enfield is going to be right in the middle of doing something good and doing something right for people, and it's a proud thing. The 5K road race,
Right.
tell me about that.
Yeah, there's actually 2 races on Saturday, July 9th.
Okay.
There's a firecracker 1K road race for kids, and then a 5K for big kids and adults at 6 o'clock. And it's a sanctioned race. It runs through historic Thompsonville. It's really nice, and that's a great time of day to run. Should be a lot of fun. So, as a matter of fact, last year, my then 5-year-old won his age group for the firecracker race.
Oh, that's so neat.
And then he said this year, he says, Dad, I'm going to try to win again. He goes, are you going to win the 5K race that you're in? I told him, yeah, son, it's more about having fun. It's not about
more
winning.
about having
It's
fun.
about having
Camaraderie.
fun. Yeah, so it's a lot of fun, and there's information on the website for EnfieldCelebration.org that you can get more information on how to register for it. And it's supported by the current community. So we're looking forward to it, and it's always a lot of fun.
Yeah, and just to touch back, it's EnfieldCelebration.org. You'll find it on Facebook though as well. You can find it, and,
Instagram,
there's
Twitter,
links in my
yeah.
group in the forum. There's links in other pages. Just go check out the website. If you have any questions about things that maybe we don't touch on here, they can go there and check things out. And
Because there's
follow
a complete schedule. The list of all the vendors will be there. We've got a craft fair Saturday and Sunday morning at 10 o'clock. So there's
And you guys are
stuff we
starting
can't
out-
we don't even have time to talk about. But there's a lot.
Are you starting out this year with the Republicans versus Democrat softball game?
They do have that.
Yeah, that is. That's at 5:30 p.m.
That's on Friday, right? That's always been
Yeah.
like the kickoff when the Republicans win.
Well, and a big thing this year is since Fermi's no longer going to be at school, we actually have
Yeah.
the Enfield High and Fermi alumni playing each other on Saturday
That's
evening.
Saturday
around-
at 5.
around 5.
Oh, cool.
So that's gonna be a lot of
Oh
fun to
wow,
watch too.
yeah, especially
see
with
that.
yeah, wow. So yeah, so it starts off. That's at Higgins Field, right behind the
Yeah, it's
Yep.
all-
behind the,
That's the old
town hall. And the last thing I want to talk about, well, maybe two last things. The first last thing is the fireworks, which are my personal favorite, other than the parade. Again, it goes into segments. But I almost can get literally emotional listening to the music, watching the thing, feeling what I feel about being out with my family and friends and stuff in town. And it's just a nice, it's a neat feeling. And who puts that together? Like, who runs that part?
It's a world famous family, the Zambelli family. They do amazing fireworks shows all over the country, and we have our sponsor this year sponsoring the fireworks, Lee Auto Group, is helping us fund those. But it's one of the best shows I feel, and I might be impartial,
Yeah.
or the other way. But I think it's one of the best shows that we see in this area. And it's a long one too. It lasts between a half an hour and 45 minutes. And
Yeah.
It never seems to disappoint.
No, and I will say, maybe I'm impartial too because I live here in town, but I've been to a lot of different fireworks all over New England, and by far this one's the best. It just is, especially when you put the music to the fireworks. How they do that,
Yep.
if you can hear
We
it.
do
And
choreograph it, yeah.
And if you're off down the street where you can't hear the music, you're still getting the feel of those fireworks and how good they are and how intense they are and how just what a well done show it is.
And we're behind the scenes a bit, but if you get the chance to stop and look at the people's faces when they're watching the fireworks,
Yeah.
that's a great
It
moment
is.
too.
It's neat
It
to
is.
watch.
They're
When you
all
see-
smiles.
When you see the
Yeah.
lights light
Yeah.
up and you just look at the crowd, and
Yeah.
it's just amazing.
It is,
nice.
and people that walk around and do some videotaping, or I got a really neat picture of my grandson last year. I'm going to be put up. It was exactly what you described. So we'll do that. Parking. Now, this is something that really is important because the parking is you just can't come and park at the town halls. In Enfield Street, those places fill up pretty quick, and a lot of it's personal places where they don't want you to park. So talk about the parking, because you guys got it down where this is easy.
Yeah, we run a shuttle bus. It starts early in the morning, and every 15 minutes the
Yep.
shuttle bus continues to run all day long until late at night after the events are closed. So we make sure we don't forget anybody. But it goes from the Enfield Square parking lot behind Wendy's and just west of the old Macy's building there in the parking lot, and watch for the shuttle bus, and they just do a continue route and drop you right off in front. Some of the important things you have to remember, though, and it goes with the whole green, but usually they'll have people, and the bus driver won't tell you this, but there's a sign there. You can't bring personal coolers down to the green.
Oh, that's important to say then.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can't bring personal coolers down to the green. There's just not enough room. We have to keep certain lanes open. No pets. We've
Okay.
had some pretty exotic pets that people have brought
I'll
through, and
bet.
not everybody appreciates that. So we're
I can-
trying to enjoy everybody. No bicycles, and on the green we actually have
Bike racks. yeah.
bike racks on the corners so that you can lock it up if you want
Nice.
to leave it there.
No
If you do-
sparklers or personal fireworks.
No fireworks. There's something
Yeah.
else. What was I'm missing one, I think.
Well, it's all on our website.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's all on the
it is.
website. Yeah.
And that's the thing. Any questions, anything we miss, head over to the website, which is on the screen now, and take a peek and have any questions. But just touching base really quick on the parking. It's so much easier to just park behind Wendy's, get on that shuttle bus, and when they, like you said, when they drop you off, you're right there,
Right.
and you can go in any direction. Right, you'll be in front of all the crafts. That's the other thing. A lot of people set up. We didn't touch on that. A lot of people set up their own personal booths. So as you walking through the whole craft fair and everything else that it does, and then when you're leaving, same scenario. You get right back on the shuttle bus. You go back to your car. And I tell you what, it'd be a lot easier to get out of there
Oh, yeah. It
after
is.
the
Well,
fireworks.
It's close to the highway too.
And the police department does kind of know that bus has to keep moving, and they
Oh,
do.
sure.
You can't do everything, but you try to get them through so that they can make another run.
Yeah,
They
and
really do a great job. The police
yeah.
department, the EMTs, all the volunteers also. It makes for a very safe and enjoyable time.
it is, because with so many people, okay, and there's a lot of people, it's not much chaos. You know, it's all
That you
know,
guys see.
Yeah. You know,
Well, okay, yeah, that we don't see, but that's what that means. You guys are doing what you're supposed to be then, because we're not seeing it.
organized chaos.
Organized chaos,
Yeah.
because there's no real. You know, it was funny. One year I was down there, and some kids were starting to get into a fight, and that got wrapped up quick.
Right.
The police were right there, wrapped it up. It was like didn't even happen. So
Safety is a priority.
it is.
Yeah.
And then the last thing we want to touch on, the new item this year is a wine tasting event. We got like a minute to talk about that.
Yeah, we have. We're kind of bringing a beer garden vibe, so people can bring food, sit down, and it's a little bit more convenient to have your adult beverage. And this year we are introducing a wine tasting. They've been very popular at a
Yeah.
lot of the stores around. So Four Corners Package Store is sponsoring that. For a $7 donation, you get a wristband. You can try 15 or more different wines.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
We'll have more information on that on the website as it gets a little bit closer.
And again, we're going to wrap it up here, but I want to thank all these guys. I want to thank Mike. I want to thank Earl. I want to thank Mike again, Levesque, saying it right, for coming down and doing this, because this is important to get this info out. What you guys do is incredible for the town, and I want to personally thank you, because what you guys are doing for the town, you guys don't realize, countless hours go in to what you guys do behind the scenes, because you're starting in November almost.
Yeah,
Yep.
You know,
December, yeah.
and there's a lot of dedication, and you're not getting paid for it. It's just pure love for town, and I love that. And so again, Mike, Earl, Mike, thank you guys so much for coming down. Thanks again, guys, for another week. We'll see you next time on Enfield Today. Thank you and take care.